An energy boss yesterday suggested vulnerable customers should snuggle up under electric blankets this winter as heating bills rose again. Octopus Energy founder Greg Jackson encouraged those struggling to warm their homes this winter to avoid further costs by using cheaper heating methods. Speaking on the day that OVGM announced the energy price cap would rise again on January 1, Mr. Jackson told BBC Radio 4's Today program, "If people are worried about their heating, they can stay warm and healthier much more cheaply by snuggling up in electric blankets for a while." Adding to his comments on the blankets, of which his firm has given away 65,000 to customers in need, the CEO said, "They're not tokenism. It saves £300 a year on your gas bill during the crisis and keeps you warm and safe." His remarks came as the Prime Minister defended his decision to axe vital fuel payments for 10 million pensioners, saying the budget had required tough decisions. Sir Keir Starmer, who was quizzed on the issue during a string of interviews with BBC local radio stations, acknowledged he could not remember the last time he struggled to pay a bill. But he said it was right to introduce means testing to the winter fuel payment, which means older people with incomes of more than about PS 13,000 will lose a lifeline worth PS 300. At the moment, the allowance goes to everyone, whether they need it or not. Many don't need it because they are relatively wealthy. Most people would say that doesn't make sense when we have got a really tight budget. It makes sense to make the change. There is mounting concern about the impact of rising energy costs and cuts to winter fuel payments during the current cold snap. Official government figures this week forecast that the cuts would drive 100,000 extra pensioners into fuel poverty over the next 2 years. Age UK said the study by the Department for Work and Pensions confirmed that brutally rationing the winter fuel payment will swell the numbers of pensioners already living below the poverty line. But Sir Keir disputed the government's own figures, saying they failed to take account of factors such as a drive to encourage the poorest to sign up for pension credit, which would guarantee their winter fuel payments. At one point during his interview round, the PM appeared to suggest the cut to winter fuel payments had yet to come in, saying, "Until we make the changes, that is obviously available to everyone, all pensioners." But in fact, ministers rushed through emergency legislation in September to ensure the payments continue to only those on pension credit this winter, saving the government $0.5 billion. OVGM yesterday confirmed that the energy price cap will increase by approximately 1.2% from January, raising it by PS 21 to PS 1738. Tim Jarvis of OVGM said the cap had remained relatively stable, but acknowledged the cost of energy remains a challenge for too many households. Age UK's Caroline Abrahams said the rise would be bitterly disappointing for millions of pensioners after losing the fuel payment.